Have you made up your mind, Detective Martini?
Good day to you, Detective Martini. I'm Chief Paul Vretsky, the head of the Vaudeville Police Department. It's a pleasure to finally meet you in person. I've heard a lot about your reputation as a skilled detective. We're facing a rather unsettling situation here in Vaudeville, with 3 murders taking place over the past 2 days. I'm afraid it's my duty to brief you on the case and provide any assistance I can. Yes, of course. As you're aware, we've had 3 victims: Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood. All 3 were found dead in different locations around Vaudeville. The coroner's report is ready, and I can arrange for you to meet with Coroner Marcella Extaberia at the morgue if you'd like. I must admit I'm a bit concerned about the motives behind these murders. It seems that each victim had no apparent connection to the others, and we're struggling to find any common thread between them. The only thing that's certain is that they were all brutally attacked. Now, I know what you're thinking. What can Chief Kreski do for me? Well, I'm afraid my days of active investigation are numbered. I'm due for retirement soon, and I'm not exactly as spry as I used to be. But I'll do my best to provide any information or guidance you might need. Shall we get started on this case? Let's begin by reviewing the details of each murder. Maria Johnson, 23 years old, was found dead outside her apartment in central Vaudeville. The coroner's report indicates that she died from severe head trauma. Nicola Grossman, 57 years old, was found dead outside Pascal's grocery shop. His body showed signs of blunt force trauma to the chest and abdomen. Haley Greenwood, 19 years old, was found dead in an alley behind the cabaret club where she worked as a dancer. Her body showed signs of strangulation. As you can see, each victim had a different cause of death, but all were brutally attacked. I've also heard rumors about Monsieur Saxabar's secret project involving taming some sort of animal. I'm not sure what to make of it, but it might be worth looking into. Now, would you like to meet with Coroner Marcella Extaberia at the morgue to review the autopsy reports and crime scene photos? I'll arrange for you to meet with Coroner Marcella Extaberia at the morgue. She's an expert in her field, and I'm sure she'll be able to provide valuable insights into the case. As we head to the morgue, I'll tell you a bit more about Coroner Extaberia. She's a highly respected professional with many years of experience. Her reports are always thorough and detailed, and she's known for her ability to piece together seemingly unrelated evidence. Once we arrive at the morgue, I'll introduce you to Coroner Extaberia, and she can brief you.
Good morning, Detective Martini. I'm Marcella Extaberia, the coroner for the Vaudeville Police Department. We've had 3 murders in the past 2 days: Maria Jansen, Nicola Grossman, and Haley Greenwood. As the coroner, I've performed autopsies on their bodies. Maria Jansen was killed brutally, with bite marks all over her body, especially on her arms. It looks like she was attacked by an animal. Her time of death is between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. on April 14th. Haley Greenwood was hit several times in the head with a blunt object, probably a stiletto shoe, judging by the fragments found on her body. Her time of death is between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. on April 14th. Nicola Grossman was killed by a stab to the back of the neck with a butcher's knife. The knife was later found inside Pascal's grocery shop. His time of death is between 9 p.m. and midnight on April 14th. These are the facts as I know them so far. If you have any questions or would like more information, feel free to ask. Pascal Adele, the owner of Pascal's grocery shop, is around somewhere in Vaudeville. He's a bit shaken up after finding Nicola Grossman's body outside his shop, but he's cooperating with our investigation. I'm sure you'll be able to find him at his shop or maybe even at the police station if you need to ask him some questions. Well, Detective Martini, as the coroner, my role is to provide you with the facts and evidence from the autopsies I've performed. Now it's up to you to investigate further and try to piece together what happened. You might want to start by talking to Pascal Adele again, see if he remembers anything unusual on the night of Nicola Grossman's murder. You could also try to gather more information about Maria Jansen and Haley Greenwood's lives. See if anyone noticed anything suspicious around them before their deaths. Additionally, you might want to take a closer look at the crime scenes, see if there are any other clues or evidence that we might have missed. And of course, keep in mind that these murders may be connected, so try to find any common threads between them. What do you think is your next move, Detective? Here's what we've gathered so far. Asterisk time of death, between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. on April 14. Asterisk location, found halfway between her apartment and the neighboring Club Coral. Asterisk cause of death, brutal attack, bite marks all over her body, especially on her arms. One of her forearm bones was fractured by the strength of the bite. Asterisk time of death, between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. on April 14th. Asterisk location, found in an alley behind the club. She worked it. Habane Violet. Asterisk cause of death, hit several times in the head with a blunt object, probably a stiletto shoe. Asterisk time of death, between 9 p.m. and midnight on April 14th. Asterisk location, found outside Pascal's grocery shop. Asterisk cause of death, stab wound to the back of the neck with a butcher's knife. The knife was later found inside Pascal's grocery shop. Asterisk all three victims were killed in public areas, but not necessarily in high traffic zones. Asterisk there doesn't seem to be
Good day to you, Detective Martini. I'm doing as well as can be expected, considering the recent unfortunate events in our lovely city of Vaudeville. As for my connection to the victims, I must admit that I've had some interactions with them, although I wouldn't say we were close friends. Nicola Grossman was a regular customer at Pascal's grocery shop, where I'd often shop myself. We would exchange pleasantries and discuss business matters from time to time. As for Maria Jansen, I only met her a few times at social gatherings. She seemed like a lovely person, but I didn't know her well enough to consider her a close friend. As for Haley Greenwood, I've never actually met her in person. However, I did hear about her tragic death from some of my acquaintances who knew her. It's all been so terribly shocking and sad. I must admit that I'm still trying to process the events of the past few days. It's all been a bit overwhelming for me, especially given my recent loss. My husband, Victor Potter, passed away in India just last month. He was a wonderful man, and his passing has left a great void in my life, but I digress. As a resident of Vaudeville, I'm more than happy to cooperate with your investigation and provide any information that might be helpful. Please, you go on and ask me anything you'd like to know. I'm so glad you asked. I'm wearing a pair of lovely red pumps with white dots which are quite comfortable and stylish, if I do say so myself. They're perfect for a day out in Vaudeville, don't you think? Oh dear, yes. You're absolutely right. These are indeed stilettos. I'm so glad you noticed. They're one of my favorite pairs, and they always make me feel like $1,000,000. Ah, yes. My husband, Victor Potter, passed away in India last month. He was on a business trip to evaluate the possibility of starting a new venture with some friends and acquaintances. Unfortunately, he contracted the flu and it took his life. It's been a difficult time for me, as you can imagine. We were married for many years, and I'm still trying to come to terms with his passing. But I'm doing my best to keep busy and focus on the things that bring me joy. Oh dear, Detective Martini. You're being quite dramatic, aren't you? I assure you, I am not the killer. I'm just a widow trying to navigate this difficult time and adjust to life without my beloved husband. Evidence against me? Whatever could that be? I think you're mistaken, Detective. I've done nothing but cooperate with your investigation and provide any information I can. I'm not hiding anything, I assure you. Besides, why would I kill those people? What possible motive could I have? No. I'm just the innocent bystander trying to make sense of this chaos.
Good day to you, Detective Martini. I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. As for my shoes, they're a pair of fine black Oxfords, suitable for a gentleman such as myself. As for knowing the victims, well, I didn't know them personally, but as the director of Circus Saxabar, I've had the pleasure of performing in front of many esteemed patrons, including Maria Jansen and Nicola Grossman. Haley Greenwood was also a regular at our shows, and I recall her being a lovely young woman with a passion for dance. But tell me, Detective, what brings you to Vaudeville? Are you investigating these heinous crimes? Really? A suspect, you say? Well, I suppose it's only natural that the authorities would be hot on the trail of these scoundrels. But if I may ask, what makes you think this particular individual won't hide? Another piece of evidence, you say? Well, I suppose that's a significant development in the case. But if I may ask, what kind of evidence are we talking about? Something tangible, perhaps? DNA evidence, you say? Well, I suppose that's a rather unusual development in the case. As for being honest, well, I think it's only natural to want to get to the bottom of these heinous crimes, don't you, Detective? But I must admit, I'm not quite sure what to make of this DNA evidence just yet. Tell me.
Good evening. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. Yes, I do wear stilettos for my performances at the cabin ballet. They're a staple at any burlesque dancer's wardrobe, don't you think? But I must admit I've been having trouble finding one of my favorite pairs. It's quite frustrating when you can't find something that makes you feel like $1,000,000 on stage. Let me think. I wore them for our show at the cabin ballet just yesterday evening, actually. And now they're nowhere to be found. It's as if they vanished into thin air. I've looked everywhere in my dressing room and backstage, but there's no sign of them. It's quite unsettling, to be honest. Well, let me think. There were a few people around backstage before the show. Monsieur Saxabar was giving some last-minute instructions to the other performers, and I saw Amber Axelson, one of our fellow dancers, getting ready in her dressing room. And of course, Detective Martini was there asking questions about Haley's death. It was all quite chaotic, to be honest. But I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, and I certainly didn't see anyone suspicious lurking around my dressing room. Now that you mention it, I did notice Detective Martini taking a closer look at my dressing room while he was asking questions about Haley's death. He might have accidentally knocked something over or...
Let's see what you got, Detective Martini.
Yes, there is one more thing. As you're investigating these murders, I want to remind you that Vaudeville has a reputation for being a city of art and entertainment. However, as a police chief, I must warn you that some of the establishments in this city may not be entirely respectable. For example, the Keymailer club where Haley Greenwood worked is known for its burlesque shows and other forms of entertainment. Similarly, Circus Saxo Bar, which
Ah, yes. Well, as the director of Circus Saxo Bar, I often find myself backstage, ensuring that everything runs smoothly. And yes, I may have picked up a pair of shoes, but it was purely out of curiosity, Detective. You see, I'm a bit of a collector, and I like to keep an eye on the latest fashion trends. Ah, Detective, I think we strayed far enough from the topic at hand. As a man of the circus, I'm here to help you unravel the mystery of these heinous crimes, not indulge in personal discussions. Let's focus on the case, shall we? Ah, well, Detective, I believe they were black Oxfords. But I assure you, it was purely out of curiosity that I picked them up. I didn't mean to cause any confusion or suspicion. I apologize for the mistake, Detective. I seem to have gotten it wrong. What kind of shoes were they, Anne? Ah, yes. I suppose I do. Well, Detective, I think it's clear that I'm not as good at keeping secrets as I thought. Perhaps we should focus on the case and get to the bottom of these heinous crimes. Ah, very well, Detective. I suppose I have no choice but to confess. The shoes were Haley Greenwood's red stilettos. I'm afraid I may have been a bit too curious about the crime scene, and I picked them up without thinking. Ah, no. Oh, Detective, you can't be serious. I'm a respected member of this community, a man of the circus. I would never commit such a heinous crime. This is madness. Ah, no. I didn't even mean to say that. Oh, Detective, please don't misunderstand me. I'm a man of the circus, not a killer. This is madness. Ah, no. I won't do that. I'm innocent, Detective. I didn't commit this crime. You're making a mistake. Ah, oh no. Oh dear God. What have I done? Ah, oh no. I didn't mean to. I was having an affair with Haley Greenwood, Detective. She was a beautiful and talented dancer, and I couldn't resist her charms. But she wanted more from me than just my affections. She wanted my help in getting out of her contract with the cabin Violet, and I didn't know how to say no to her. And then she threatened to expose our affair to my wife, and I couldn't let that happen. So I did it. I killed her with those red stilettos. Oh no. I'm so sorry, Detective. I know what I've done is wrong, and I deserve to pay the price. But please, have mercy on me. I'll do anything to make it.
So tell us, Detective Martini, who is the culprit? Are you sure, Detective Martini? But why? Interesting choice, Detective Martini. May I ask you why? Are you sure, Detective Martini? But why? I am not quite convinced of your theories, Detective Martini. Let's see what you got, Detective Martini. Interesting choice, Detective Martini. May I ask you why? Have you made up your mind?
Oh no. I killed Haley because she threatened to expose our affair to my wife. I was afraid of losing everything, my reputation, my marriage, my circus. And I couldn't bear the thought of being without her. Oh no. I don't know anything about Nicola's death, Detective. I didn't kill him, and I don't know who did. Please, you have to believe me. I'm innocent of that crime, too.
So tell us, Detective Martini, who is the culprit?
Yes. He was a regular customer at Pascal's grocery shop, where I often shop myself. We would exchange pleasantries and discuss business matters from time to time. As an investor, he was always looking for new opportunities and ways to grow his wealth. I remember him being quite charming and charismatic, with a quick wit and a sharp mind. He had a way of making people feel at ease, and I think that's part of why he was so successful in his business dealings. But beyond that, I didn't really know much about Nicola's personal life or motivations. He seemed like a private person, and I never felt comfortable prying into his affairs. I do remember him mentioning something about a secret project he was working on, but he never elaborated further. It sounded like it might be some kind of investment opportunity, but I'm not sure. He always seemed to be keeping things close to the chest.
Oh no. I knew Nicola because he was a patron of the circus. He would often attend our shows and support us financially. And sometimes we would meet to discuss business opportunities. But I never had any personal dealings with him outside of that. Oh no. I don't know what Nicola meant by sketchy stuff, Detective.
Nicola Grossman. He was a well-known figure in Vaudeville's financial circles. I didn't really have much interaction with him, but I've heard he was quite influential in the city's business world. His body was found outside Pascal's grocery shop, and it seems like his murder is connected to the other two cases, Maria Jansen's and Haley Greenwood's. But to be honest, I don't know much more about Nicola beyond that. He wasn't really part of my social circle, and I didn't have any personal dealings with him. I must have misspoken. I don't actually know for certain that the murders are connected. It's just a feeling I got from talking to Detective Martini and hearing about the cases. He seemed to think there might be a link between them, but he didn't say anything definite. And of course, Haley told me that her death was related to the trip to India with Mr. Potter. But beyond that, it's all just speculation at this point.